Hi everyone, I'm Ricardo with New Door Title. Today we're going to cover a little bit about the most important or most common questions I would say about title. Buying and selling a home will be one of the biggest financial investments or moves anybody will make. Along with that comes lots of paperwork, a lot of signatures, and in a few words, that makes sometimes people nut along the way, even when they are not totally sure what all those complicated words really mean. One of those words is title. If you ever wonder what a title insurance actually does, why it matters, and what does really title do behind the scenes, which is a lot of work, well, you're not alone. We're going to answer today some of the most common questions in the most simple way without any complications. So let's get started. What is title exactly? Let's start with the basics. A title is the legal right for you to own a property. It's what truly proves that you are the rightful owner and that no one else has a legal claim to it. Think of it like a car title, for example. You may have a vehicle in your driveway, which may not be yours, and the only way you can prove it is if your name is on the title, right? Well, the same thing for real estate. The title is the official record registered in the county that shows ownership of that property. It's that simple. Many people ask us, what does a title company really do? Well, here's where a lot of the behind the scenes work takes place. A title company primary job is to ensure that when the ownership changes hands, meaning going from a seller to a new buyer, it all happens in a cleanly and legally manner. What does that mean? There would have been researches of property history in public records. We would have made sure that there are no unresolved legal issues of any kind, as well as having clear any unpaid taxes, liens, ownership disputes, and many more. And of course, the issuing of the title insurance, which is there to protect you both, the buyer and the lender. So on a short note, the title company is there to ensure that the property is free and clear by the time it gets transferred to a new owner, so there is no surprises down the road. Next question is, why do I need a title insurance? This is probably the most common questions we get all the time. Even after a thorough search, title search, I should say, hidden issues may pop up from time to time. Not likely, but it can happen. Things such as some missing signature from many, many years ago, an unpaid contractor who filed a lien after the fact, or an unknown her claiming ownership of that property. So at that time, when that happens, the title insurance protects you financially if something like that was ever to happen, and it will cover your legal costs of any losses, so you're not left dealing alone. All right. And the last thing to remember is that it is a one-time cost that protects you from anything as long as you own that property or that home. Now let's talk about the difference between the owner's and lender's title insurance. There are two types of insurance. They protect two different people. The lender's policy protects the bank and the mortgage company or the lender, and it stays in place until that loan is paid off. And the owner's policy protects you, the homeowner. It lasts as long as you own that property. Most transactions include both, but while the lender's policy is required when there is a loan involved, obviously, the owner's policy is what protects your personal investment long term. That's simple. The next common question is, what is title search and why does it take time? Well, before closing, a title company performs a title search. That is a detailed, comprehensive review of public records, deeds, court documents that are linked to that property. We're looking at that point for any unpaid taxes, any unpaid mortgages, issues with associations, easements or boundary issues, you name it. It can take some time, but it is a very, very critical step. The goal obviously is to identify but also clear anything that could cause any issues in the future for that new owner, so the closing happens smoothly and, most important, with a peace of mind. Next question is, can title issues delay closing? The answer is sometimes yes, but that's why you use a title company that you trust. If we find something like an old mortgage that was never released or a lien that needs to be clear, we work to resolve it all before closing, before it gets to the new buyer. The good news is that most titles are fully fixable. It usually comes down to getting the right documentation, coordinating with the right parties, and of course, communicating proactively with all the parties involved. Catching these issues early will prevent bigger problems down the line. So speed is good, but never in lieu of quality. Some people ask us, what if I'm just refinancing, Cardo? Do I still need a title insurance again? Well, if you're refinancing, your lender will typically require a new lender's policy. Why? Well, that's because they are issuing you a new loan and they need protection for their updated interest for that loan. However, your original owner's policy still protects you for that home that you own, and there is no need for you to buy another one for yourself. So in closing this module, title insurance may not be the most sexy part of buying a home or real estate, but it is indeed the most critical part that you cannot skip. It quietly protects your biggest investment, ensures that your ownership is secured, and it gives you the confidence way long after those closing documents are signed. Understanding how title works will help you move through the process with more clarity, a peace of mind, and that should always be the end goal. If you find this useful, we ask you to subscribe, press like, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.